You ever wonder why some people stay poor their whole lives, while others start with nothing and somehow end up rich? It feels like there's some secret trick everyone else knows except us. Well, let me tell you a little story. It happened at a busy train station, the kind of place where people rush past without noticing anything around them. There was a beggar sitting by the platform, hand outstretched, hoping for a coin or two. One day, a man in a sharp suit walked by, moving like he owned the place. The beggar thought, well, this guy's loaded. If anyone's gonna drop money, it's him. So he stretched out his hand, ready to ask. But the man didn't reach into his pocket. He just looked at the beggar and said, "Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar blinked. "Me? Give? I survive by asking." The man smiled, a little wry, a little knowing. If you think you have nothing to give, then you can't expect to get anything either. Life's about exchange. You give a little, you get a little. You have nothing, well, then you'll get nothing. And with that, he stepped onto his train and left. The beggar stood there, stunned. Nobody had ever said anything like that to him before. Not rude, not cruel, just the truth. And for the first time, he wondered, maybe that's why people barely gave him anything, because he had nothing to offer in return. That night, he lay awake, staring at the ceiling, turning the man's words over and over in his mind. What can I give? I'm just a beggar. I have nothing. But then, a few days later, something caught his eye. A patch of wildflowers blooming right by the tracks, bright, cheerful little things, and suddenly it clicked. What if I give something in return? What if I hand people a flower when they give me money? So the next morning, he picked a handful of flowers and went back to his usual spot. When someone handed him a coin, he smiled and offered a flower, and you know what? People smiled. They actually looked happy. They thanked him. Even day after day, he kept it up. And as he suspected, the coins kept coming, especially when he had flowers to give. When he ran out, donations slowed down. He realized something important. People don't give just because they feel sorry for you. They give because you're offering something, even if it's just a flower. Then one day, the sharp-suited man appeared again. The beggar, now with a little chest-thumping excitement, ran up. "I've got something to give you today, money for flowers." The man smiled, handed over a few bills, and took the flowers. "Now you get it," he said. "You're no longer just a beggar. You're a businessman." The beggar laughed, and for the first time, he really saw it himself. He wasn't just sitting there asking for coins. He was creating value. He had been a businessman. All along, he just hadn't seen it yet. From that day forward, he left the train station behind. He didn't go back to begging. He started a flower business. 6 months later, he ran into the man again. They shook hands like equals. The beggar, now a flower seller, told him, "You taught me one of life's biggest lessons. You only receive when you give." I've never really been a beggar. I just had to see myself differently. And that's the thing. Life isn't about where you start or what hand you've been dealt. It's about how you see yourself. You can stay small, or you can recognize the potential you've had all along and let it grow. So what about you? Who do you want to be? The beggar or the flower seller? Change the way you look at things, and life has a funny way of changing right along with you